the energy that you put into something is usually what you're gonna get out of it, right? So what does that mean? That means that when you go to work and you're doing that typical complaining and dreading it, thinking negative thoughts about it, focusing on all the negative things, and you go into work and you're just you're not in a great state of mind, you're most likely not gonna have a great day, most likely, right? Same thing with anything you're doing. If you're writing a book, you're creating a course, you're doing whatever it is that you're doing. If you're going into it with the feeling of effort and the feeling of I don't want to do this, you're gonna get that out of it. Usually, right? Like that's gonna be the fruit that you're gonna bear from your actions. And so for me, I definitely noticed this a lot. Sorry. I didn't really notice it at first because when I'm just raising my vibration, it's there's a lot of shifts going on. So it wasn't until later on I started to really realize this is whatever I do, if I'm making videos or if I'm playing video games or if I'm cooking or whatever it is, right? Whenever I come from a place of I don't really want to cook, I'm gonna force myself to cook, or I'm gonna force myself to make videos or whatever, usually the result that I get out of it is consistent with the emotion that I put into it in the first place, right? So you can take this in two ways to apply it to yourself. Number one is, I made another episode on this, but it's called choosing your path of most excitement, right? So from moment to moment in our day, we usually have a lot of choices to make, whether you realize it or not. Like I woke up this morning and, I chose my number one path of joy, right? Like I thought about all the things I could be doing and I chose the one that excited me the most, right? And I did that. Versus before, I definitely never picked the top choice. I will always pick something lower because I felt like I needed to do that, right? If you feel like you need to pick a lower choice, you are not fully connected to abundance, because we live in a world of complete abundance. There's no such thing as lack. Lack can only be tapped into basically when you're out of alignment, right? Like basically it's your choice. That's a whole nother story, but we live in an infinitely abundant universe. All there is love and abundance, truly. So if you can't pick your top choices, that's a clear sign that you've been out of alignment, that you've been just digging yourself in the hole. You've been cut off from source energy. If you find it very difficult to pick your top choices, but if you just not focus on the doubt and pick your path of most excitement, that really goes a long way. You're gonna see, because a lot of people I know, especially older people, they're grinding all the time. All they know is grind. All they know is action. And I always tell them, like, hey, you're very disciplined. You put in you're very productive, and yet you're still struggling with your life after all these years. And I was telling them, you just need a little bit of juice. You just need a little bit more alignment, right? When you have alignment, when you get in alignment, the actions are going to be a billion times more fruitful when you prepave it with alignment. Anyway, so that's number one, is just pick your path of most excitement, right? So if you're ever cooking or doing things, you really don't want to be doing it, you know it. That's your choice. You're doing that to yourself. Number two is, I've realized, okay, sometimes it doesn't even matter the path of most excitement for me. Like I've kind of realized, like, the vibration that I'm at, going into whatever I'm doing really matters, right? So if I'm in a good mood and I go play the video games, like I usually have a good time. Even if I'm losing, like I'm just having a much better time, right? So my vibration is pretty high, like all the time, but just kind of like making sure that my vibration is like on point before I do things, before I make videos or anything. It's just really, really helpful. It's just really, really fruitful, right? So you don't really have to guess too much as to like, oh, what outcomes am I gonna get, right? What energy are you putting into it, right? That will change your future outcome, right? Change your timeline. So I hope you enjoy this video. Feel free to subscribe and stay updated on all the latest videos. And please help me share this video with someone who you know and who might need this. Thank you.